The idea of skills, to me, it's like a workflow. It's kind of, let's talk about prompting, right? Normally, when we think about talking to AI, we think about prompting. And for years, we started learning about prompt engineering. We tried to figure out how do you talk to an AI and prompt it right. So that was like the skill that you needed to do to get AI to do stuff for you. But AI would only respond and do stuff when you talk to it. When you leave, it would stop, right? So it wasn't like an ongoing thing. And so I think maybe sometime last year, this whole skills thing came out to kind of teach AI. It's kind of like taking a bunch of prompts. Let's say this. Let's say you took a bunch of prompts, you put them together in a workflow and you packaged them all together. And then you gave AI the skill or this set of prompts. Then therefore it could work through the process step by step. Or you could almost think of it like, have you heard of like GPTs? Chat GPT had this section or has a section called GPTs where people would create their own section in Chat GPT where they could create their own workflows. I guess you could say a skill is kind of like that, except you don't have to go into a certain section like GPTs in order to turn it on. Once you put a skill inside of your AI platform, just by talking to it in the regular chat area, if you call it or if it knows that you're going to write an email, let's say you're an email marketer and you created a skill to say, when I want to write emails, kind of like a prompt, I want you to not just take this prompt, but I want you to go through this entire step by step process to fully produce the email. And even, I mean, technically with skills, you can connect it to tools, you can connect it to other systems. So let me just pause there. That kind of makes sense. So kind of like I say, it's like GPTs, but it's within the chat conversation area within your LLM.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where I think this is such a great conversation. So, this is where I get confused. So, is the skill, let's put this into real life, is the skill like a book in a library? And then the chat is like you asking the librarian to access the book sort of thing. If you've got 10 skills, they're just automatically running in the background of your Claude or whatever you're using. And then if you want a new email, do you have to be in a specific thread or can you just be in your own chat thread and be like, "Hey, can you access this skill? I want to do this."
Gotcha. Perfect question. Yeah, you can definitely access the skill from anywhere within your chat conversation. And I think, and the things I want to make sure that's clear before we get into, I want to just share my screen, show you my Claude, and show you where it's working. But the one of the big things I've learned because I've been studying AI for the past couple of years, and I'm definitely not the expert of all experts. So I follow people that I follow have taught me. And one of the greatest concepts I've learned recently is this phrasing that goes own the playbook, rent the technology or rent the tech. And what I like about that language and why I'm so passionate about skills is that I think over the past 3 months, Claude has become really popular. Before it was ChatGPT, and then only like the nerds or the people really picky use Claude, but some people like Gemini. So there's all these different models. One claims to be smarter than the other one. Then next a month or two goes by and somebody else is the best. And some people wonder what's the best AI to use? What's the best tech? What's the best AI? And the issue is that the AIs are always changing. And typically, when you commit to one, you kind of get locked into it and you know all about ChatGPT or all about this or that. But the thing about skills and why I'm most excited about it is that the concept, once you learn how to make a skill, you can copy that skill because it's just a text file. You can use it from ChatGPT and you can use it. And right now, I think Claude created it or Anthropic created it, but ChatGPT now is opening up their platform to use the same skill file. And the same thing, there's this thing called OpenClaw, ClaudeBot, this crazy new AI. Those also use skills. And then I think you mentioned in the intro, Perplexity came out with its own version of an agent or its own version of a computer where it can click on links, open up web files. So all these new platforms or all these existing platforms, they're all adopting the concept of skills. So that's why I think it's really important that as creators and entrepreneurs, we learn how to make skills really well and know that we can take those skills to whatever AI platform that we choose to use. We don't have to be stuck into just one.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.